Husky Mag is next, right here on UTVS.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Husky Mag. I'm Kathleen Emmer alongside my partner Jake Berglund.
Hey there, we got a lot of highlights for you this week. We got all kinds of sports. We got football, basketball, volleyball, hockey. You got it, we name it.
Of course, we got them all. Big weekend for Husky sports, especially the St. Cloud State men's hockey team, pulling off their first sweep of the season starting Friday with an opening surprise as Jimmy Murray dishes a pass here to Joey Bennick to put a goal on the board for David Morley. Let's take another look here. Jimmy Murray on that outside pass with a shorthand over to Bennick, and coming in hot, Morley with lots of speed to start the game off, 1-0 the first period. Second period, freshman Jimmy Schultz scoring his first career goal as a Husky with a majestic shot from the blue line. Let's take another look. Storm to Nevalainen, who sets it up for Schultz to make the game 2-0. Moving into the third period. Scramble in front of the net here, but not for long. Russell finds the puck and sauces a shot past Huggins to make the game 3-0. And finally, third period, firing a shot from the outside, scoring the fourth goal of the night, Casilla with another goal, making it 4-0. Let's take another look at that one as Casilla on the outside with a patient top corner shot, setting the Huskies up 4-0 in the third period, which would be the final score of the night. St. Cloud remaining with a 3-0 record for the season after Friday's game. Casilla having 1 goal and 1 assist, Morley with 1 goal as well, and Charlie Lindgren would finish the night with an outstanding 30 saves.
Good hockey team, and they came out flying, which we knew they would, and I think we battled back a bit and kind of started to find our game later as the game went on.
Yeah, we played a great opponent tonight. We were kind of sloppy in the first period, and we were lucky we got out of that period up 1-0, but then after that we picked it up. Our seniors led the way, and the young guys just followed. And
well, I really owe that one to the Winecki line. I mean, they kept the puck in the zone. They grinded out that shift. Nevy made a good pass, and luckily enough it went in. Yeah, I mean, that's the typical Patrick Russell goal, I think. I mean, I don't know a lot of people that can score that. He used his size and strength and put that one in. And Callie's goal, I mean, you guys saw it.
After a 4-0 win over Mankato Friday night, the Huskies continue to overpower the Maverick defense. Starting here in the first period with a goal from sophomore Patrick Russell, which would be his second of the weekend, putting the Huskies with a 1-0 lead right away. Second period opened up, freshman Robbie Jackson finding a gap in front of the net and scoring a goal past Huggins, putting the Huskies up 2-0 in the second. And finally, third period, the Mavericks would fall short yet again as Judd Peterson put a third goal on the board from an empty netter, ending the game 3-0 and closing the first official home sweep of the season. Huskies now standing 4-0 for the season. Judd Peterson with 1 goal and 1 assist of the night. Patrick Russell also would finish with 1 goal and 1 assist. And Charlie Lindgren continuing his shutout as he puts up 24 saves of the night.
It definitely wasn't easy just because Mankato is a very good hockey club, and they definitely put the pressure on us. But again, it's just going out and playing, and I guess I don't really know what to say about it. It definitely wasn't easy. Let's just say that.
We got the job done. We got 3 goals or 2 with an empty netter, but the way Chuck was playing, he was keeping us in the game. Both nights actually, he played a hell of a game both nights.
We could talk all we want. Charlie Lindgren was outstanding and gave us a chance. And you throw right now pretty hot goaltender. Some pretty good things are happening with him right now.
Chuck competes, that's for sure. I've never seen a goalie like Chuck, so it's nice to have him in between the pipes. He's a competitor. He faces a lot of shots every night, and he makes every save. He always is there to save us, so that's what makes him a competitor, and we're lucky to have him.
Huskies continue to climb in the USCHO.com poll as they jump to 9th nationally. while 5 other teams in the NCHC are continuing to make a name for themselves as they sit in the top 10. In addition to St. Cloud State having a perfect 4-0 record, so do Omaha Mavericks, who are coming off sweeps against Mankato and Vermont.
After setting a St. Cloud State record with 3 straight shutouts to start the 2015-16 season, in addition to having the best save percentage in college hockey, it was no surprise that Charlie Lindgren was awarded this week's NCHC Goaltender of the Week. The junior netminder is the only active goaltender of the NCAA to have a 100% save percentage and no goals allowed this season. This is the 3rd time that Lindgren has been awarded this honor within the conference.
After being named NCHC Goaltender of the Week, why not add First Star of the Week within the NCAA? Lindgren was also awarded as the top college hockey player, not just in the conference, but throughout the whole country. The past weekend, Lindgren recorded 54 saves in the sweep against Mankato. He has 6 career shutouts under his belt now at St. Cloud State. And unfortunately, the battle won't get any easier for Lindgren this weekend as the Huskies take on Quinnipiac.
Coming up after the break, we'll have highlights from the Huskies' battle in the football field with Minot State.
While the women's hockey team hosted a very strong Wisconsin team, could they upset the Badgers for a 2nd straight year? Find out next.
You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City.
Husky Mag starts now. Husky Mag starts now.
We are Prodigy.
You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City.
Let's head down to Husky Stadium where our boys in black took on Minot State. The first half was all about the Beavers with a 14-7 lead, but St. Cloud came alive after the break, and 3 of our Huskies went for over 100 yards. Kurtwan Evans led the Sled Dogs with 148 yards ran. Our QB Nate Meyer ended that drive that tied with a 12-yard dash. The Beavers caught up towards the end of the game, making it 35-21 St. Cloud. The Huskies put the last nail in the coffin, though, with a late touchdown, and when the clock read 0, it was 42-28 St. Cloud. The Huskies play more Beavers next weekend, but this time in Bemidji.
Saturday's game was a great example of just the turnaround the Huskies can pull. They continue to amaze us. First half, their energy, you could tell, was way decreased than the second half. Coach definitely did some talking to them. You can see here their defense stepped up their game greatly, and offense contributed as well. Freshman Kurtwan Evans does a great job. He is just a freshman, lots of potential, lots of time to grow him as a player. 4 years, he's going to be a great contribute to the St. Cloud Huskies team. I'm excited to see what can happen with him throughout the next couple of years. And Liddell White as well. Liddell White does a great job on offense. You can see here he's a senior leader. He does a great job explaining and portraying that energy he has. So great game for them.
Riding those crazy dreads of his. All right, but like I said, the final score was 42-28 St. Cloud against the Minot State Beavers. A very good game for Saturday, perfect for a fall day.
Yes, and Nate Meyer would finish 126 passing yards with 2 touchdowns. Kurtwan Evans with 148 rushing yards as well as 1 touchdown. Might I add, that's his 2nd touchdown as a freshman of his Husky career. And Jamison Parsons with 44 receiving yards. All around a great game by the Huskies for Saturday's game. Their consistency is a key throughout the next couple games, so we'll see what they do.
Yep, very impressive game.
Obviously, we start trying to run the football and, kind of gain some momentum from that. And then our ability to stop the run, got into passing situations where we could then get after the quarterback a little bit. So, energy and passion and executing at a higher level.
At halftime, Coach didn't really say nothing to me, but I was prepared, to go in, in the beginning. But, I was ready to go, and they put me in. Liddell and Jaden were running pretty well, and I got a chance to get in the game. So
the key thing for us, again, is come out and perform at the level that you saw in the second half and do the things we need to. But when we do that, we're a pretty good team, and when we don't, we're pretty average.
Now let's take a look at where the Huskies sit in the NSIC football standings. Right now, with the record of 4-3 overall, they're knotted up for second place with Bemidji State. Duluth is king right now, with a 5-2 conference record and undefeated in divisional play. As for our final 3 opponents of the season, the Moorhead Dragons are winless in division play and on a 4-game losing streak. Northern State is sandwiched between the Huskies and the Beavers for a third place and are on a 3-game winning streak. And finally, the Marauders from U of Mary are sitting at the bottom of the standings with an overall 0-7 record. The Huskies had a great weekend overall with a solid performance in the defense and the offense, especially our running backs.
You're right, Jake. And 3 key running backs for the Huskies this Saturday. Kurtwan Evans, 148 total yards and 1 touchdown, as well as Liddell White with 106 yards and 1 touchdown, and finishing with Jaden Huff with 102 total yards and 1 touchdown, combined for 356 total yards and 3 touchdowns of the day for their win over Minot State.
Wow.
Great job for the Huskies. And now let's talk about Jaden Huff. Number 1 for Husky football. The Bolingbrook, Illinois native is the NSIC leader in touchdowns with 10 under his belt this season. Huff is 91 carries, 410 yards, and 10 touchdowns of the season. He's down 1 touchdown last game versus Minot State, but doing a great job so far this season. He's a great player for the team and a key into the wins of the Huskies.
Sure, we have a very good football program here that was very evident in last week's game.
Yes. Husky home stretch. The upcoming games here for the Huskies. October 24th, the Huskies will be at Bemidji State, and taking on October 31st, they will play MSU Moorhead.
Right, but then after that, we'll just go into November real quick. After a frightening game in Halloween with Moorhead, they're taking over Northern State. That'll be a very good game on November 7th. And then finally, on November 14th, we're going to play the U of Mary at U of Mary.
I'm excited to see what they have to bring the next couple games.
Me too. Let's head to the Frozen Pond, where before the men's team hit the ice, the women's team took on the number 2 ranked Wisconsin Badgers for a classic WCHA showdown Friday at the Brooks Center. The first 20 of the weekend series was scoreless, but the Badgers struck early in the second. Lauren Williams slid it past Husky netminder Katie Fitzgerald. Before the Huskies knew it, Sarah Nurse put 2 more on the board. Fitzy had an excellent performance, though, stopping 45 shots, but UW came out on top 5-0. Saturday, they faced off again in our rink on the river. Just like the night before, the first period remained scoreless. The Lady Badgers poked one in early in the second. It was Erica Sochuk's first goal of the season. Fitzgerald was named second star of the game, but our gal between the pipes' 32 saves were not enough due to an empty netter that made the final score 2-0 Badgers.
The WCHA standings are not too surprising with the Gophers on top without a loss so far this season. St. Cloud is looking for their first win this weekend against North Dakota. UND currently is in 4th with the Beavers and Badgers. Wisconsin is tied up for 1st with Minnesota, each team waiting for the other to slip up.
That's right, the Duluth Bulldogs are sitting in the middle spot with 4 wins and 4 losses. Mankato sits above the Buckeyes for the 5 and 6 spots. There's still plenty of hockey season left, so any one of these teams could be hoisting some hardware over their heads.
Coming up, we take a look at soccer highlights and let you know how the volleyball team did.
Plus, it's never too early to talk about basketball, but baseball? I say it's never too early. Keep it right here on Husky Mag.
You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City.
Husky Mag starts now. Husky Mag starts now.
You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City.
Let's head to football with a U. I'm talking, of course, about soccer. And we'll have Jeremy Lagos and Sam Sharp taking the reins with all the coverage you'll need.
I'm Sam Sharp, and with me right now is Jeremy Lagos. Jeremy, with the women's soccer team on the road this Friday against Crookston, how do you think they're going to match up?
Well, the Huskies cannot get too complacent in this matchup. They rank 5th. They're ranked 5th in the standings in the NSIC. Crookston kind of feeding at the bottom. They're at the 9th spot. However, with only 1 less conference win than the Huskies have, this is a really easy game to kind of take a step back, not really play to the full potential. They really need to use their great team awareness and communication to not let the defensive back 4 break down. Most of the goals the Huskies have given up this year on counterattacks when the defense has an easy lane right to the net. The Huskies really need to limit those opportunities and stay focused, and if they can stay focused, I believe they'll come away with the victory on the road.
I agree, and let's not forget their strong offensive line, especially with Maria Cass, the freshman phenom, just scoring goal after goal. How do you think she's going to do this Friday?
Maria Cass is on fire this year with just over half a goal per game. She's ranked in the top 10 in the NSIC in goals per game. She really uses her great body awareness and footwork to break down the defensive line of the opponent, finds goals. She had that really nice goal in double overtime. On the volley, she has great footwork. She really knows how to fire the ball into the back of the net. And it's not just scoring goals. She does average over a point a game, combined goals and assists on the season. She's just a great all-around offensive player, and the Huskies really need to help use her to propel them to victory.
I agree, and they definitely need to work on that coming into the last 4 games before the NSIC tournament. And how many of those games are away on the road?
3 of the last 4 games the Huskies will play this year are on the road. They have 4 conference victories on the road. 5 of their conference victories have come at home. And when they do win, they just really outscore their opponents. When they win, they don't give up a lot of goals, and they score a lot more than the opponents, really forcing the ball down their throat. But when they lose, they're not scoring a lot of goals. They're giving up a lot of goals on the counterattack. They really need to just shapen up their formation, and if they are able to do that, I think they'll be able to take away some victories here at the end of the season going into the tournament.
Thanks a lot, Jeremy. Well, with the 4 remaining NSIC conference games to determine their standing in the tournament, let's just hope they keep playing how they're playing and get the W.
NSIC soccer standings have St. Cloud at number 5 with a 6-3-2 record, overall with a 7-4-2 record. Number 4 would be Winona State right ahead of us. Number 3, Minot State with a 9-1 record. Augustana at number 2, and finishing at the top would be Minnesota State with a 10-0 conference record so far.
That's really impressive. You know, personally,
Yes.
if you're in the top 10 of anything, that's a good thing. But St. Cloud, they're in the top 5. That's excellent. They're doing good. They still have plenty of time to make something happen for the rest of the season. But they got to be careful for Upper Iowa. They're right behind us only for 1 game, so you got to watch out for the Peacocks. Not saying it can't be done, but you got to keep your guard up.
Yeah, definitely. Volleyball season is slowly winding down, but the Huskies continue to battle their way through the season. The Huskies hosted 3 games here at St. Cloud State this past week, starting on Friday versus Minot State. Senior Sophie Jaskolski would put up 9 kills for the Huskies, and Brienne Stamer with an outstanding 23 kills of the night. After 3 sets, the Huskies unfortunately would come up short, but keep their hopes high as they head into Saturday versus Augustana College. Rachel Burke leading the team with 16 kills of the night, but it wouldn't be enough as the Huskies fall short yet again, 3-1. St. Cloud State Volleyball faced the University of Minnesota Duluth this past Tuesday to complete the 3-game week, and unfortunately would fall short again as they are swept in 3. Although it might have been a tough week for women's volleyball, they still keep their focus as they continue to hold their rank as number 15 in the NSIC, with a 1-19 record in the conference and a 7-21 record overall. Number 1, Minnesota Duluth. Number 2, Concordia St. Paul and Wayne State, all at the top there. They have a lot of time to get up there. So
of course
we'll see what they can do.
They guys just got to remain positive and focused and take it 1 game at a time.
Yes.
How about we head to the Hoops Nets? The Huskies had their men's and women's basketball showcase last night, where fans could watch scrimmages, get autographs, and meet the players. There's a slam dunk contest and interviews with staff and players. It certainly looked like fun at Hallenbach Hall, and hot dogs are only $1.
Basketball is back. The season is right around the corner, and Monday night's event gave fans a glimpse of what this upcoming season will entail. The Huskies started off Monday night's showcase event with a dunk contest and a 3-point shot contest. Following these events, the men and women's team did a red-white scrimmage to give their fans a preview on what was to come this season.
Lots of fun, like you just said. We planned on doing a lot of things that we did in the dunk contest during practice, and we just had the jitters, so some of us couldn't complete dunks, some of us did. And, you know, we just wanted to get the crowd into it and get a lot of kids, you know, into Husky basketball.
The men's team finished last year's season with an 18-12 record and a 13-9 record within conference. The team is putting in hard work and focus this year with intentions of altering their record in their favor.
So many new guys, we're just trying to get our system implemented. They have to learn how to play the way we want them to, and we have to learn what their skills are. So it's kind of a combination of us learning about them learning about us.
The women's team finished last year's season with a 16-12 record, and this year are hoping to improve on that and get ahead in conference.
It's been a long time coming, so like Lexi said, we just have to capitalize on every moment and go out there and play hard.
The women's team comes back this year stacked with returners and are confident in their experience and depth out on the court.
You know, we got a lot of high expectations with a lot of upperclassmen returning. I think if we can continue to help our young players come along with our great leadership, we should do fairly well this year.
Husky fans are geared up and excited for the upcoming season. The men's team will kick off their season in Missouri against Missouri Southern State University on November 13th. Their first home game will be against St. John's University on November 20th. The women's team starts their season in Brookings, South Dakota against South Dakota State University on October 29th. They will be home in Hallenbeck Hall on November 14th against Northland College. The 2015 season is right around the corner. With both teams back in the full swing of things, they are prepared to give their Husky fans something to cheer for.
Will kick off their season on 13th of November, while the women's season is already starting next Thursday at South Dakota State.
The Husky baseball team had a phenomenal season last year, finishing with a school-best 54-5 overall record and a trip to the NCAA tournament. With many players returning to the roster this year, they look forward to the upcoming season, which includes playing a Minute Maid Stadium, home of the Houston Astros, at the beginning of February. Head coach Pat Dolan is excited for his players to get to play on such a large stage.
Definitely our seniors, our senior class, they deserve a trip like this after the last 2 years with not having a Metrodome. We've been on the road for, I think, 160 hours 2 years ago. Last year wasn't quite as bad, but to be able to fly to Houston and play in a major league park, it's going to be special for our senior guys, that's for sure.
Coming up after the break, we have the Mag Player of the Week, and it's pretty obvious who it is.
Spoiler, it's Charlie Lindgren, and we can't forget Blizzard's best. The upcoming Husky sports schedule for the weekend will be revealed right after this.
Watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. UTVS News, weekdays at 5 and 6.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
UTVS News, local news for the Granite City. Watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City.
And now, one of our favorite parts of the show, the Husky Mag Player of the Week.
I think this one's clear as day. If you're going to be named Player of the Week in the conference and in all of college hockey, you bet we're going to be the Husky Mag Player of the Week, Charlie Lindgren.
Lindgren had an amazing weekend. There was no way he was letting any goals past him from the Mavericks at all.
No way. I was right there on the glass watching him work. This guy was very determined, very solid. He was a brick wall in the net.
His focus as well. There is nothing that is going to stop him.
No way.
Blizzard's best at number 3 for the week, we have Charlie Lindgren and his saves. A total of 54 so far. Charlie Lindgren is the first goalie in SCSU history to go a 3-0 shutout. He has done a great job at number 2.
All right, we got our good quarterback, Nate Meyer, with a good pass over to pass, and this is his first ever TD for St. Cloud State. Fantastic.
He's got a great drive as well as a quarterback. Number 1, freshman Schultz getting set up for an outside shot. Amazing, majestic shot from the blue line to end the game on Saturday with a great goal. Schultz, again, as a freshman, putting up such a great goal. That setup was perfect. The Huskies have great energy as well this season, so we're looking forward to seeing what they do. They are at Quinnipiac playing the Bobcats Saturday and Friday as well.
Well, that should be a good series, too. Soccer, they're going to play Concordia on the 23rd. Also, that should be a very good game. And then, I wonder if the volleyball team and soccer team are sharing a bus because they're playing Concordia, too. The volleyball team is.
Yes, and October 23rd, the Huskies will take on, women's hockey Huskies will take on University of North Dakota on the 23rd of October. 24th of October, Minnesota St. Cloud State will play volleyball at Minnesota State Mankato. Looking forward to seeing those games as well for the Huskies.
Yeah, it's like a great matchup, another great weekend of Husky sports. It's one thing I love about going to school here. They always have good sports action.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for joining us this evening for Husky Mag.
Thank you again. We look forward to seeing you next week. Again, I'm Kathleen Emmer.
And I'm Jake Berglund. Go Huskies.
Trace music, music. Trace music.